Oh, you did not push off the Toph fight for this. No way. Toph was about to go in. Oh, man. But then, one of my viewers, thank you, you know who you are, sent me a link to a Tumblr post by one of the creators of the show. And in this post, I'll leave the link in the description, they talk about, or he talks about, why they needed to do this show in the first place, like this recap episode. To give you like a short summary of what the post says, basically, Nickelodeon was once again being a douchebag. The studio head said, hey, you now have less money to make season 4. So they had two options. Either they could fire some of the crew, some of the people that worked on the show, which is complete bullshit. Nobody would go for that. Just on a more, if you had the option to not fire people that were making a living out of something and they were good at their job, it makes no sense to let them go. Or the second option was to make a recap episode to fill in the gap of the budget cut. Long story short, this episode was brought to you by the decision to not fire people. Pretty much. Because Nickelodeon was being a dick. I think it's super obvious that the creators tried to do the best they could with the hand that they were dealt in structuring this episode, this recap episode, in a more creative way. Like, you had like new narration. There's like 5 minutes total, I think, of like new animation with the characters interacting with each other. So that was cool. Also, the narrator in the beginning, he just talks about stuff that, hey, this is shit that we've already seen, but it's been a pleasure. Had the chibi faces that popped up on screen. Those were cool. I especially liked Prince Wu in his section. Like, he was really funny. He was like, oh, now that's a breakup. And just calling Mako on all of his bullshit when it comes to like these, these mixed signals, or the way that he handles his relationships with the female characters of the show. Because it's a recap episode, the show takes the opportunity to make fun of itself, pretty much. I like that a lot. There's this part where Varric just says what we're all thinking, which is, after Mako and Korra's stories are over, he says something like, I wasn't even paying attention to that stuff. I was tuning those boring stories out. Just no. And there's even like this 4-way call, which is supposed to be a 3-way call between Vaatu, Amon, and Zaheer. And then Unalaq, because nobody likes Unalaq, tries to listen in and shit. Those pictures are borderline stills. Like, I didn't see a lot of movement there, if at all. And it was still pretty entertaining the way they decided to handle that. But there are two things that I would say. I mean, I really wanted to see that Toph fight. Oh my gosh. So, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like the fact that we don't have previews anymore. Because if I had known that this recap episode was coming out this week instead of the Toph fight, I would have been prepared for this. Instead, I was super hyped. I go on my computer and it's just full-on disappointment. I honestly think that the recap that should have been used to end the episode should have been Korra's. To me, that's the recap that really meant something. When Korra says, no matter what happens, I will always try to restore balance, that would have been a great ending note for this recap episode. Because Tenzin had a great speech about how really, and this is something that I've said in my reviews as well, Korra is no longer the Korra that we started off with. I mean, that character is gone. Asami is making Korra see the good things that she accomplished, while Korra's just, she started off being really negative about the whole thing. And then Varric is kind of doing the same thing for Bolin. I just really like the idea of somebody else restructuring your narrative or your story to make you see it in a better way. Or in a much more positive way. Because we're very critical of ourselves. So, and I really think that Korra and Bolin needed that. Mako, I mean, he was just kind of like justifying or saying like, oh, this is what happened basically, and this is why I did this. But, when it comes to Korra and Bolin, I think they kind of needed that. So, like, again, I'm not going to give this episode a rating. It was a recap episode. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Catch you guys later. Subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you later. I already said that. Bye.